Did we have another entertainment topic?
Yeah. So I kind of want to eat. I'm gonna eat a little bit of crow.
Okay.
Because I remember I talked about Apple TV
Mm.
and how I was like none of the shows were catching my attention. So this I've decided since I only have about a month left in my 3-month free subscription. That I'm gonna definitely try to knock out as many. Which actually Apple TV doesn't have that many, so actually you could easily get it for $5.99 because I think that's how much it costs, or like $6 or $7, and just watch almost all their shows. And I don't binge watch. That's my issue. Is I don't binge watch. I don't know if you can watch like. I know you said you're watching The Crown right now. Are you gonna kill the whole series like in 2 days, or?
So I started it yesterday. I plan on finishing it by tomorrow.
See, I wouldn't do honestly, even though it's only 10 episodes.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. It's not the whole series. It's just the season 4, and it's only 10 episodes. Yeah.
Well, no. But even those 10 episodes would probably take me 2 weeks.
Mm.
Because I watch one episode and then I go watch another show because I just don't binge watch. That's just for some reason that's just something I don't do. I guess I don't know if it takes away from my entertainment, but it's just like because I think what happens is I'll get a short attention span. I'll watch the first episode, watch the majority of the second, then by the third episode I'm on my phone playing Candy Crush or something like that. So I don't. But Apple TV has such a small amount of shows that actually. So I watched one show called Little Voice, which is actually. I guess you could say it's a romantic dramedy. My wife should have watched it instead of me, but you know what? Huh?
Who's in it?
Nobody famous. But what it is, it's a girl. She wants to be a singer. She has stage fright because she got booed off of the stage. She has I guess an autistic brother who loves Broadway. They have an episode where they do Hamilton, so you probably enjoy that. And it's also the mom left. The dad is a musician, but he was never a successful musician, so she's trying to be a successful musician, and it's kind of her battles. It's a pretty good. Honestly, I would have hated it if she had gotten with the wrong guy, because you know how they always have the two guys.
Spoiler alerts.
Well, oh shit, my bad.
All right.
I really don't spoil it much.
I'm gonna title this Zeus spoiler reviews Apple Plus.
So, anyways, it's a good show. It was a nice show. I enjoyed it. I watched that one fast because that's only 8 episodes and they're 30 minutes long. I'm in the middle. I'm almost done with Tehran. I have 1 episode. Tehran is basically, I guess, if the others. So the creators created a show called Fada on Netflix, which is basically, I always tell people it's Israel's 24. Even though I know it's them, the way they do the show is no different than the way they portray minorities here in America. We're always the drug dealers. Like I always tell people, if the show Weeds or the show Nurse Jackie was someone black or someone Hispanic, it wouldn't have been a comedy. It would have been a drama, and it would have been like them doing what they were doing would have been seen a lot more negative. So I know that Fada is kind of like the 24 of Israel, and the Palestinians are used negatively. But by the way, none of these shows have actual people have actual Palestinians playing Palestinians. I guess at least I think the majority of Palestinians are like, yeah, we got too much pride for that, bro. We're not gonna do that. We're not selling ourselves out. But Israel is more of so it's an Israeli agent ends up being in Tehran, so in
Iran.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's a show that's like that, where Behind Enemy Lines kind of show.
Oh, there's a really good show on Netflix. It's actually based on a true story, but I think there is some dramatization. It's called Spy, starring Sacha Baron Cohen. Very similar thing.
And where is he? Is he in Israel? Because I know he's Jewish.
He's in Syria, and he's an Israeli, and so he's like kind of I think he's working for Mossad, and he's like feeding information back to Mossad and stuff, and it's a true story. It's about the greatest spy breach in Syrian history, something like that. So
so again, Tehran is kind of like there's a little bit of troublesome there, right? Because that there's a certain propaganda that's being certain negative stereotypes that are being shown, but it took me a while to get into it. But at the end, okay, it was entertaining. And then the other show,
The Americans, that's another one. Russians in
kind of like that, yeah, kind of like that. But the thing is, it's made by Americans, so obviously the Russians were looked at troublesome, right? So it's kind of like you kind of get the idea of like
I think they did a good job though of
portraying Russians as not being mindless haters of America.
I mean, showing their humanity, but not just that. I think they did a good job of there was certain things that some of the American characters did that made them a little more gray, right? It wasn't just the good guys, you know.
Most of those shows become eventually about kind of not anti-government, but portraying the so many flaws that governments have. That's one of the biggest things that Americans, I think, showed was that both of these governments have a lot of flaws, with the way they deal with our situation of, during the Cold War and stuff.
And it's the little guy that has to do the grunt work or has to pay for it.
Exactly. So that's one show, and then the other show I've only watched 2 episodes, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like I'm not gonna like the show. Just for some reason it's not calling to me, which was the Jennifer Aniston, Steve Carell, and Reese Witherspoon show, The Morning Show.
The Morning Show, yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
It's actually really. I'm only 2 episodes in. I'm gonna finish it because I actually really did. I ended up enjoying it. So.
Have you watched? Did you?
Those are the only 3 that I watched. I haven't watched anything else.
No, did you watch The Newsroom on HBO when that was on? I think it ran for like 3 seasons, maybe 4.
With
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, I've never seen it. The only thing I've seen is the one clip that they're circulating where he talks about how America isn't great.
Yeah. So that's a really good show. I get the sense that Morning Show might be like that, but maybe if I ever do get Apple TV.
You know what it's more like? Have you seen Bombshell? Which of course I know is based on a true story.
The Fox News thing. Yeah, I watched it. Oh no, we didn't talk about it, but yeah, I did watch it.
I haven't seen it, but I know what the story is. Yeah. It's basically about that. Kind of like that's the catalyst of the show. So Steve Carell and this isn't spoiling anything because this is literally the first like 5 scenes in the show. Steve Carell is accused of sexual misconduct. Jennifer Aniston is his co-host, and then Reese Witherspoon comes into the story because she's like, probably going to become the host. So
Steve Carell is Matt Lauer.
Yes. Yes. Because they have a scene that's reminiscent of who did Matt Lauer interview that had sexual misconduct talked about, and he was talking about it like,
goodness, who didn't he? But no, I know what you're talking about too, and it's almost like he was grilling her. I don't know. Well,
no. Steve Carell's character was like Matt Lauer, who interviewed a guy who did sexual misconduct, and then was like, "Well, don't you think these women, blah blah blah, blah blah?" And then it turns out that he's doing it himself. So it's kind of like that. That's kind of like they were gonna trust me. If you look at it, you definitely can tell that they were doing. Steve Carell is Matt Lauer, just obviously with a different name. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, I had a little bit of Chrome. Apple TV, they're not that bad. So I might end up watching their whole entire catalog and letting you know if it's worth getting it.
All right. So how would you rate Apple TV? Would you say wait for a free trial, try it for a month, don't even bother?
I would actually say you could either do a free trial, but you could also try it for a month for $5.99. Because honestly, I'm thinking about doing that with CBS Access because it's only like what, $7 or something like that, just so I can watch the Star Trek shows, and then they have the stand. No,
I mean I have CBS All Access. But I didn't do it to watch the shows. I did it to watch the UEFA Champions League. I looked through their catalog and I just didn't see anything that called out to me. But then again, as I said, the only Star Trek show I even watch isn't a Star Trek show.
Well, remember, what did I say? None of those shows called out to me. And then I ended up watching The Morning Show and ate crow. I think you might have to do what I just did and try to get a free trial on CBS All Access.
I have like all these shows on Netflix. I'm still behind on HBO.
But everybody has Netflix. So
I don't need another one.
We're trying to get sponsors on. All
right, so that's your rating, right? So you said
if you can watch it for free, watch it for free.
Well, yeah, of course, but
for a month.
So it either goes don't bother, wait for free trial, or do a month of it and see what you like. So
or subscribe, right?
The highest one is definitely subscribe. Which by what you've said, there's just not enough shows yet. So
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So
exactly, it wouldn't be. like, because if I go through the whole time, because the other show that I want to watch is C with
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, who seems to always have at least one show on every single streaming device. So I want to watch that show. I'll let you know about that one. That's basically my wife watched it. She hasn't told me anything about it, but it's basically a long form version of Bird Box.
Okay.
Which I haven't seen. So, but I know Bird Box deals with blind people.
It's not. No. No, it doesn't. So Bird Box, you're just not supposed to open your eyes when you're outside, because if you see this thing that's like killing people, no, it's not killing people. If you see this thing, then your eyes gloss over and then you start killing yourself or killing other people. Whereas C, everyone is blind. It's like a.
So I think me and Zeno are gonna have to in post-production or something production, we're gonna have to talk of shows that we've seen on Netflix or via Hulu.
I do have Hulu, yeah.
Or Hulu. Do you have Amazon Prime?
I do have Amazon Prime.
All right, so we're gonna have to give each other like 5 shows that we think we should watch by like the end of mid-year, and compare as to whether they were worth us watching off of our recommendations. So,
okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I like that.
All right, cool. But anyways, yeah, that's I think that's the end for the entertainment.
Okay.